In a future not too distant from our own, humans have embraced cybernetic enhancements. Hanka Robotics Corporation stands out as the leading company in this cutting-edge technology, and is currently on the brink of a breakthrough, creating a new kind of cyborg that relies on a human brain for its functioning. Following an unfortunate incident, a woman named Mira Killian finds herself admitted to Hanka. Her brain is then transplanted into a cyborg body, granting her enhanced strength and agility. Once the procedure is finalized, Dr. Ulit, Mira's designer, engages in a conversation with Cutter, the CEO of Hanka Robotics. Cutter expresses his desire to assign Mira to Section 9, an anti-terrorism division. However, Ulit holds reservations, believing that Mira is not yet prepared for such a demanding role. A year passes, and Mira has now assumed the identity of the Major. Positioned on a rooftop, she discreetly eavesdrops on a meeting unfolding between Dr. Osmond, a representative from Hanka, and an African ambassador, played by Chris Obi. The Major receives her instructions from Chief Daisuke Aramaki of Section 9, portrayed by Takeshi Kitano, working in collaboration with her comrades Batu and Ladria. The Major remains vigilant. Suddenly, chaos erupts within the conference as a group of geisha bots launch an attack on the attendees. Despite Aramaki's orders, the Major takes immediate action. Employing her ability to turn invisible, she leaps off the roof, gracefully swinging her way into the room, and swiftly neutralizes the threat by opening fire on the geisha bots. Unfortunately, one of the geisha bots manages to hack into Dr. Osmond's neck, resulting in his untimely demise before the Major can intervene. Provocatively, the geisha bot utters the words, "Cooperate with Hanka Robotics and be destroyed." The Major responds by promptly shooting the geisha bot in the head. The Section 9 team assembles to hold a discussion with Aramaki regarding the recent attack. They uncover that the geisha bots were compromised by an enigmatic source, which also uttered the same phrase previously communicated to the Major. After the remaining team members depart, Aramaki has a one-on-one conversation with the Major concerning her daring move of leaping into the room. During their exchange, Aramaki reveals to her that her essence, referred to as her ghost or soul, remains intact within her artificial body, known as her shell. The Major frequently meets with Dr. Ule for maintenance and repairs whenever her body sustains damage. However, she struggles with recollecting her past, only experiencing fleeting glimpses and fragmented memories. Ule dismisses these episodes as mere glitches but demonstrates genuine concern for the Major's well-being. The Major and Batu drive through the city, engaging in conversation along the way. The Major mentions fragments of her past memories, recalling the tragic loss of her family during their attempt to reach the safety of the countryside. Suddenly, while on the road, the Major experiences a vivid hallucination of a burning hut, adding to her disoriented state. Arriving at their destination, the Major and Batu meet with Dr. Dalin, who presents them with the body of a geisha bot. With the intention of gathering more information about the elusive hacker, the Major immerses herself in the AI of the geisha bot through a deep dive. Within the virtual realm, the Major finds herself navigating through a club, surrounded by distorted and surreal images. As she explores, an unknown entity seizes hold of her, leading to Batu's intervention to forcibly disconnect her from the connection. Determined, the Major declares that she now knows the whereabouts of the hacker. The Major and Batu accompany Ladria to a Yakuza nightclub. Inside, an unfortunate incident unfolds when two men seize the Major and forcibly make her dance while she remains handcuffed to a pole, enduring the painful shocks of a cattle prod. Moreover, the room's configuration hampers her ability to communicate with Batu via signal. Determined to free herself, the Major valiantly fights back against the men, managing to kick one out of the room. This sparks a fierce shootout, with Batu also joining in the confrontation. Together, they eliminate several henchmen before embarking on their mission to locate the hacker. In their pursuit, they rush into what turns out to be a treacherous trap. A bomb detonates, causing severe damage to the Major's body and leaving Batu blinded. After Batu's original eyes suffer damage, he undergoes a procedure to receive cybernetic replacements. Meanwhile, the Major's body is undergoing repairs. During this time, Cutter confronts Aramaki with a great deal of anger regarding the Major's deep dive mission. Aramaki cautions Cutter about the gravity of his threats, emphasizing that he answers directly to the Prime Minister rather than Hanka. In the midst of these events, a hacker, portrayed by Michael Pitt, manages to locate and violently attack Dr. Dalin. The hacker forcibly removes her eyes before taking her life. The Section 9 team discovers Dalin's lifeless body, and the Major retrieves a crucial drive containing a list of Hanka associates, including Ule. They realize that Ule may be the next target of the hacker. The scenario unfolds as a hacker gains control over two sanitation workers, compelling them to forcefully collide their truck with Ule's car. Miraculously, she survives the incident, but the assailants exit the truck and attempt to shoot her. Just in the nick of time, the Major and her companions arrive, engaging in a firefight with the attackers. The Major gives chase to one of them, a man named Lee, as he flees near a body of water. Utilizing her invisibility, she confronts him in combat until Batu intervenes, halting her pursuit. With the hacker's connection severed, Lee becomes the subject of interrogation. He discloses to Section 9 that he was en route to pick up his daughter. To unravel the truth, the Major presents him with a photograph that Lee perceives as his daughter. But in reality, it captures himself. They deduce that the hacker implanted fabricated memories in Lee's mind. It is then revealed that the hacker, known as Kuz, communicates through Lee, issuing a menacing threat to Section 9. Tragically, Kuz manipulates Lee into taking his own life by leaping and hanging himself using a cable around his neck. Tagusa, a member of Section 9, manages to track the signal of the hacker to a concealed location. Meanwhile, the Major discovers Kuz, who is connected to a network containing other cyborg bodies. Kuzi discloses that he was once a test subject for Hanka, but due to his deformed outcome, he was deemed a failure and an outcast. Strikingly, the Major notices a tattoo on Kuzi's chest, resembling the burning hut from her own hallucinations. Kuzi accuses Hanka of exerting control over their lives instead of saving them. Driven by this revelation, the Major confronts Ole, seeking answers. Ole reveals that there were 98 failed experiments preceding the Major, who became the first successful one. Despite Ule's attempts to defend her actions, the Major displays anger. In response to her being perceived as a liability, Cutter orders Ule to terminate the Major. However, during the termination process, Ule deviates from the plan and instead provides the Major with an address, allowing her to uncover the truth on her own. As Ulet's act of defiance, Cutter ruthlessly shoots and kills her out of vengeance. Cutter reports to Aramaki that the Major killed Ulet and insists on terminating her. The Major traces the given address and arrives at her former residence, where she reunites with her mother. Her mother had believed that her daughter had run away and met a tragic end. Interestingly, the Major's true identity is revealed to be Motoko Kusanagi. There is a faint recognition in her mother's eyes when she gazes at the Major. Before departing, the Major contacts Aramaki, who informs her about the death of Uelet and Cutter's false accusation of her being responsible, although they both know the truth. Cunningly, they allow Cutter to listen in on their conversation while they strategize their next move. In response, Cutter dispatches his men to eliminate the members of Section 9. However, Batu, Togusa, and Aramaki manage to survive the attack and successfully neutralize their assailants. The Major rendezvouses with Kuz in a hidden refuge, reminiscent of the burning hut. It is during this encounter that they discover Kuz's original name was Hideo, and both of them initially opposed the integration of humans and cyborgs through augmentations. Cutter decides to dispatch a formidable spider tank in an attempt to eliminate both the Major and Kuz. Tragically, the spider tank strikes Kuz, inflicting severe damage upon him. Reacting swiftly, the Major leaps onto the spider tank's rear and endeavors to tear it open. Straining with all her might, she ends up tearing off her own arm while successfully obliterating the spider tank. Kuz, despite his injuries, proposes merging his essence with hers, but she declines, and he gradually fades away. In the midst of the chaos, one of Cutter's snipers arrives on a helicopter and proceeds to fatally shoot Kuze. Aramaki, in an effort to save the Major, dispatches his own operative, Saito, to neutralize the sniper. Eventually, Batu locates and rescues the Major, who miraculously survives the ordeal. Aramaki takes advantage of the situation and confronts Cutter after holding discussions with the Prime Minister. Cutter is formally charged with the murder of Ule and various offenses against the state. Following this turn of events, Aramaki contacts the Major, seeking her consent to execute Cutter. With her approval obtained, Aramaki shoots Cutter 3 times, causing him to plunge into his own swimming pool. Accompanied by her mother, the Major pays a visit to her own burial site, where an extraordinary revelation takes place. Her mother now realizes that her daughter remains by her side. Through a voiceover, the Major reflects that she acknowledges the existence of others like her, but she firmly believes that her augmentations do not determine her identity. With unwavering resolve, she rejoins Section 9 and fearlessly dives off a building, launching herself into her next mission. And that concludes our recap of Ghost in the Shell. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe to Alpha Recaps. We upload daily, and I would love to see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.